everybody go wild, go crazy for the fantastic Dan Tron.
Possibly Don Tran.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening. Hey.
I looked up the definition of shit in the Oxford Dictionary and found a picture of the Cambridge Dictionary. Sometimes I'll be out on a date with a woman and things are going great, so I'll ask her back to my place for some coffee, but she'll always say no. I think it's because when I say coffee, I actually go, coffee. I once boasted before a boxing match that I'd let my fists do the talking. During the fight, it turned out that my face did a lot of listening. I hired a private investigator to follow my wife around. That way, I will know where both of them are while I'm cheating with his wife. The most painful way to find out no one likes you is stage diving. I do everything that the Bible condemns. I figure if Jesus died for my sins, I owe it to him to get value for money. When I was a kid, I woke up one morning and found a horse's head on my pillow, and I thought, fuck, what's up with the tooth fairy? They say, even a broken clock is right twice a day, and it's at those times that I try to sell my broken clock. For the past few weeks, my girlfriend had been dropping hints about what she wanted for her birthday. So on her birthday, I got her a book on how to communicate directly. When people find out that I have a Chinese background, they'll sometimes say to me, "Ni hao." This works out well until the point they realise they've tried to start a conversation in a language that neither of us speak. The other day, I smothered a guy to death. Now the look that he had on his face when he died is permanently imprinted in my memory foam pillow. I often ask myself, how many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? Because I plan on doing the bare minimum. I hate it when I open up a packet of crisps and find there's mostly air inside. I reckon it'd only be fair if the person responsible for this were to crash their car and find the airbag was full of crisps. After my grandma died, I recorded an acoustic album in her memory. It was titled Life Support, Unplugged. half the parcel would end better if there were no prize. That way, one kid is disappointed, but everyone else is happy. I'm in trouble with the law. Apparently, you can't christen babies the same way you christen ships. Sometimes I misuse fancy words while trying to make myself sound like a very imperative person. Sometimes when I watch porn, I see ads which say there are women in my area who want to fuck me. This makes me feel even more hopeless. Not being able to find them. The other day, I was running for a bus, but the bus closed its doors and took off. As soon as it did, it hit someone and had to stop again. Now, I have to admit that my first thought when this happened was, oh, good. Catch the bus. But then I started feeling guilty because the victim was someone that I just pushed out of my way. When I was a kid, my mum used to spank me a lot with the wooden spoon, which probably explains why her cakes always tasted like arse. Sometimes, when I'm at swingers parties, I feel like eavesdropping on conversations, but I don't want to look suspicious, so I stand around and wank. So, I'm from Australia, and people who are thinking about visiting Australia always want to ask me whether we really have lots of deadly spiders and whether we really have lots of racists. And my answer to both these questions is, well, yes. But you don't have to worry, because the spiders and racists are more afraid of you than you are of them. Yeah, I'm finding audiences here aren't always comfortable with me depicting Australians as being racist. And the ironic thing about that is, this joke will work better when I go back where I came from. I answered a personals ad from a woman who claimed to have a body built for sin. It turns out that sin was gluttony. Thank you. Best thing I've done all night. I had an infinite number of monkeys working at typewriters, and one of them came up with the complete works of Dan Brown. I presume he knew what he was doing, because after he'd finished, he put it in his hand and threw it at me. Which is to say, I'm equating the complete works of Dan Brown with a piece of shit. Asparagus makes my piss smell funny. And vice versa. Someone once asked Louis Armstrong what jazz was, and he replied, "If you have to ask, you will never know." I'm going to use that line whenever people ask me about jazz, and I want to pretend like I know the answer. Or not. teeth again. If you don't know what a glory hole is, don't look into it. Now, you may or may not know that when a man dies by hanging, he'll sometimes spring a massive stiffy. Has anybody read this? No? Well, the scientific explanation for it is when you hang a man, you can sometimes damage the spinal cord in such a way that causes an erection. But I prefer to believe in a supernatural explanation, which is whenever an innocent man is hanged, he'll get a boner, which points at the real murderer. Yeah, that's my time. Thank you.
Long Tran! You enjoy that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,